that was Texas Pete's brilliant ride yesterday, the one that put him in sole possession of first place. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Whale Rodeo event, the most exciting event in this, the 32nd Olympiad. We have already seen the first 3 events of this all-around contest, and the last one pits 2 phenomenal athletes against one another. Texas Pete from Montana and Dmitry Smirnov, also from Montana.
That's right, Steve. We are in for a real treat tonight as both Pete and Dmitry are almost dead even in points, and neither one of them looks as though they're going to slow down. The smart money has to be on the young Smirnov, who seems as focused as I've ever seen him. When I spoke with him earlier this week, he mumbled something in Russian and walked away, but he did look confident. His competition, the legendary Texas Pete. Well, we all know his story, the man who invented Whale Rodeo. The first man to rope a blue whale. But as you'll see in this next expose, there is much more to this man than wet chaps.
It's all I ever wanted to do, you know? Just me, a rope, and a sea creature. You can't get much closer to God than that.
Texas Pete, the American hero that created the sport that defined a generation. He was born Peter Texas Barstow Mardici Jorgensen II in Billings, Montana. From the very beginning, Pete's parents knew he was destined for greatness. His love for the rodeo and water would be seen at an early age, but it would be many years before the man would put them together professionally. The journey to rodeo stardom would not be an easy one, as he would soon discover. At the age of 15, Pete's father urged his son to join the local rodeo circuit, and young Peter soon began to shine. However, his father's presence would always be felt as Pete Sr. would not accept failure. An ex-rodeo cowboy himself, Pete Sr.'s career was devastated by an injury during the '65 National Championships in Calgary. He would never recover. Forced to take a less glamorous position in Jerry's Wigglers and Tackle Shop, he vowed never to let this type of thing happen to his Pete.
See, it's a pretty simple formula for success. It's one I concocted myself. If my son doesn't win, he gets the belt. If he wins, I spare him the buckle. spare the buckle and spoil it. Yeah, you see, you got to keep him tough. The hell you staring at? Yeah, Pa was pretty tough on me, but I guess in the long run it was just the right thing to do. I mean, I was winning just about every competition. Oh, son of a bitch.
And then came the day that would change Pete's life forever, the '91 state championships.
Piece of shit! You got one more ride!
Pete would spend the next year in the hospital.
Get up!
Sometime during the attack by the bull, or his father, Pete suffered an injury that would seemingly end his dream. Pete's eardrum was permanently damaged, thus causing his equilibrium to be forever off. With his sense of balance gone, his land rodeo days were numbered. He realized that if he wanted to continue his passion, he would have to find a place where his equilibrium wouldn't matter, and a place where his father couldn't find him. His choices, space, or the ocean? Pete chose the latter. Pete eventually saved up enough money to put on his first Whale Rodeo. Word of mouth soon spread, and the ocean competitions quickly became a Montana sensation. Pete began winning again, and was now making more money than he ever had on the land rodeo circuit. Everything was looking up for the brilliant athlete. Or was it? Success can be an evil mistress, as Pete would soon discover. With as much booze and women as he could handle, Pete would go on a gluttonous binge that seemed to have no end.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Pete was the best. I just knew it was all downhill when he showed up at the North Atlantic World Cup. He was totally out of his mind, I'm telling you. He was riding bareback, for Christ's sake. And that's just bad business.
Pete hit rock bottom. Then, on a balmy day in the spring of '98, Pete's father passed away peacefully in a most unfortunate wood chipper accident. His father's death would have a traumatic effect on Pete's life.
Well, when Pa died, I realized that it was him that I hated all these years, not myself. So I had to stop this path of self-destruction. It's funny though, even though I hated that son of a bitch, I hated him, I still felt a sort of allegiance toward him. Well, he was the one that got me this far, and now I feel the need to grant the one wish he always had for me, to win a world title.
I'm doing this for Pa. Fucking bastard. Turn off the camera, man. Pete had since sobered up and had been training for this event ever since. He is poised to win a medal, but will it be gold?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for that very informative piece, Chuck.
Bill.
Well, it's time to send you down to the event. And there is the legend getting ready for this legendary ride. Tightening his rope grip, he adjusts his hat. This is a ride for the gold medal. He nods to the gate man, and he's out the gate! Not since the world record. Oh my God, he's off the whale! And he's been eaten!
Holy shit! Texas Pete has just been eaten by his mount! Oh my goodness, it sure is a black day for the sport of underwater rodeo.
Indeed, Chuck, that's just too bad. Let's check out the replay. Yes, that looks pretty rough. A tough break. It's the inevitable, some may say.
Well, Pete Sr., Pete Jr. is coming home.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the next event, Sea Monkey Harpooning. Don't you touch that dial. That was just terrible how that happened. It was stupid, really.